It's indestructible. It's impossible. Yet it still makes for a fun read. The Slime Beast, the 1975 novel by Guy N. Smith. It's Night of the Crabs before Night of the Crabs. The plot: a trio of adventure seekers, Professor Lowson, his niece Liz, and assistant Gavin, are in the search for King John's lost treasure. After they arrive, they soon pick something up on their metal detector. While uncovering some items, they soon discover a fierce odor, as well as a creature, one they quickly name the Slime Beast. However, the beast is still breathing, and soon awakens to stalk the night on the Wash, which is the area this book takes place in. Moving closer and closer to town, the creature has but one thing in mind: to kill. This book tries to cram as much into itself as possible. There's a fast and forced love story, a devious professor trying to keep everything undercover, and on top of that, there's the Slime Beast. It may not sound like a lot, but keep in mind, this book is 105 pages. I will not lie when I say this book is fun. I read it in pretty much a day and was engaged. The writing is spot on and very descriptive. I didn't hate the characters, and their reasoning for what they do makes sense most of the time, and the gore is pretty vicious. Always one to enjoy Guy N. Smith's writing. I found this to be the pinnacle of pulp. It has Smith's writing all over it. Vivid descriptions of the marsh and surrounding town bring warmth or cold to the story that has several different locations. Liz and Gavin are the two that fall in love and they have sex, and it's like, okay, they were smart about it. Then they had sex again. And it's like, wait, what? Smith does give reasoning behind it, but it's also very flimsy reasoning at best. Now, what I meant by this being Night of the Crabs before Night of the Crabs is that it's basically the same kind of execution. Sure, the stories are different, but it's handled the same way. An unstoppable force that can withstand bullets wreaks havoc on a sleepy town. There are some differences, but overall it's quite similar. Hell, even the army gets involved and there's sex at inappropriate times. The gore! We get a slashed throat, a head ripped off, innards ripped out, and enough blood to satisfy. The Slime Beast gets plenty of page time and delivers on what we want: carnage. Even though there's only like 7 deaths. It's a fun page turner. Be it a short book, there are not much pages to turn. This is the kind of book you'd want to hide from your parents and share with your friends. At least back in the 70s, I'd say that. Maybe even the 80s. 80s, definitely. Looking at it through modern eyes, it's still a fun, pulpy story. However, there isn't much to it. We get good gore, sensual sex scenes, reasonably reasonable characters, and a monster that doesn't give a fuck and will kill anything and anyone in its path. Even though the good gore is quite minimum compared to Guy N. Smith's later books, sex at inappropriate times, some dumb decisions here and there, as well as the monster that doesn't get much description, thus leading to a few different cover art creature designs, and you have a book that is at a passing grade, no problem. The big debate in this book is the question: is the Slime Beast an alien or not? I personally hope he's not. I prefer him being a protector of King John's treasure. However, Guy N. Smith rather cleverly mentions of a meteorite landing in the marsh. The thing is, we never really find out. Still, with all that happens, it's a subplot origin story that works quite well in this context of this B-grade pulpy horror novel. The level of cheese definitely gives it some extra points. Overall, I give The Slime Beast a 3 out of 5. I am Brian Gatto, host of Horror Entertainment. Make sure to like my Facebook page in the description, plenty of comments, and subscribe.